Okay, this is the 1999 GSXR 600 SRAD. You can do a walk around video and a cold start video. And then I'll splice this into the ride video. Let's see here. Set this up on the car, see how that looks. You can't see anymore. It'll probably be okay. Hold choke. After a few minutes, it'll pick up. This is a carbureted bike, so it has a choke. Has a Yoshi exhaust. That's our cold start. Okay, we'll get out of the neighborhood and then we'll start talking about the bike. Okay, now seems like a good time to go ahead and start talking in the video. Up for sale is going to be my 1999 GSXR 600. Miles are unknown. That's a dash that I had to put on it. Somebody had put an aftermarket dash on it that really looked terrible. It seems to runs and rides good. I've done a lot of different things to it. We'll get into as I ride it and as I think about them. Well, it's not a terrible example of an older sport bike. Carbureted model. It does have the velocity stacks, the red velocity stacks off of a 1998. I'm probably going to get pulled over. That was fun. We may have to cut this video short. I don't think he saw me. I hope he didn't see me. I don't want another ticket. Okay, so some of the things that I have done I have dropped one tooth on the front sprocket. I do have a speedo healer on here, so the speedometer is accurate to the GPS, but it's obviously, you can set it to wherever you need it to be. If you decide to put the original sprocket back on, or if you decide to drop or add teeth in the back and go original in the front, whatever. That's fully customizable, and you can find that information out on their website. I think it's called a speedo healer. The bike also has an R6 throttle tube. So when you pull 25% on this throttle, it actually turns the throttle, the butterflies, just a little bit more. The bike runs well. I'm sure I've changed brake pads at some point in my ownership. I've had it for about 2.5 years. It has aftermarket eBay fairings on it. It does have a rectifier has been changed to a MOSFET. It's actually off of a Panigale V4. It is wired direct and fused the proper way. There is a voltmeter there, so you can see right now, or I can see right now, it's charging at 13.7 volts. And if you touch it again, then it'll tell you battery percentage, if I can get to it while I'm riding. It's to say 100% battery. The battery may need to be changed at some point in its life. This is not a torque monster. It is not a wheelie monster. I'm sure you could wheelie it by messing with the clutch and going a little clutch up. I am too old to be doing or trying such things, so I don't do it. I kind of put this together to ride the way that I want to ride, which is, through the twisties, and I don't really want top speed. So with the gear change, the top speed, I think the top speed's 145 or 150 stock, something like that. And of course it'll be a little bit less with the gear change. Go down to third gear and hit it. Bike is stable, feels good. Never had an issue where I felt like the bike was unstable. The tires are in good shape. They probably need to be replaced at some point. They're not near the wear bars, but they are probably hitting that kind of 5-year mark that everybody tries to stay away from. God, I can't believe I did that pull in front of that cop and he didn't see me. Oh man, I did that on my M109. I got a ticket for it after working on the hydraulic clutch conversion. So for sale. So this is going to be for sale. I think I'm going to be in the $3,000 range. I understand that you may not value it that. It's kind of a weird thing to value. It is an older sport bike that's not fuel injected. It's not modern, so I am open to negotiation. There is some wiggle room there. For trades, I'll trade for anything that's kind of worth that. Not worth that after I fix it, but kind of worth that. That was a pretty decent pull. as you can see, the bike does run pretty well. It's enough to push me back in my seat a little bit. It does have a full Yoshi, oh no, it has a period correct Yoshi RS3 can. It has a stock GSXR header, so it's not a full exhaust. It is a stock can with a, I'm sorry, it's a stock header with a Yoshi can. So sounds really good. One suggestion I will make before you decide that you want to make any modifications to this is not a fuel injected bike again, so do not cut off the exhaust thinking that you're going to make more power. You make more noise, and noise does not equal power. Exhaust scavenging is a thing on these, and it seems that the carbureted bikes are more susceptible to their exhaust being removed or modified in ways, and putting cheap cans on them. I've had cheap cans on this. I've had it open. It runs so much better in this form. It does have something that I did add recently. I did replace the thermal switch on the fans, so that's brand new. Did the exhaust recently. I did change the wiring harness to the 1998 when I did the carbs, and the reason why is the old wiring harness had some wires that were questionable around the ignition. I fixed them and I wrote it with that 1999 harness in it. But when I was able to source a good used, obviously, 1998 harness, I went ahead and put that on there. It runs great, runs and rides great. I do not know. With my sunglasses on, it's hard for me to tell where the temperature is. The cops are out today looking for me. I hope I didn't speed. If I sped past him earlier, then he didn't pick me up. You can see that the RPMs are a little higher than what they would be normally. And that's because of the change with the sprocket change that I did. I also, let's see, I put a flasher relay on here that is made for LEDs, because we have LEDs on the rear, LEDs on the front, so there's no hyper flashing. I hate this intersection. I hate making a left here because I can't, all these cars line up and I can't see behind them. Right there's a car sneaking through. Signal. Recently fixed this choke cable, and actually had a piece missing. There's a piece that drags it and helps hold that there. We'll just go on this little back road here. Let's see if I can see the temperature. 198 I think is where we're at, which is good for this bike. bike is running really good today. Anytime you want to sell something, it's going to run really good. You're going to question whether or not you want to get rid of it. But I have other things in my garage that need attention. And I have other things that I'm riding right now at the moment. So this is not something that is on the top of my list to ride. I've probably got the original sprocket. If this particular, you know, setup is not your style, I'll have to look. I think it's in the garage, top drawer. It's a nice bike. Oh, if I didn't mention it, I know I mentioned the price, $3,000. Trade for anything that's sitting for, you know, at about that value where it is. Not, you know, I put $2,000 in it and make a $3,000 bike. That's not going to work for me. I would be open to an SV 650. Obviously, I think it's probably a decent trade for this, second gen preferred. You know, an SV 1000 that needs some attention would be okay. A TL 1000 SRAD that needs attention would be okay. I'm okay with taking on projects. I like them. But I don't want to be, I don't want to have to put, you know, $1,000 into it and it'd be worth $1,000 or worth, you know, $3, or where I think that this is worth or valued. A lot of cops out trying to get me. Overall, the bike runs really well. Bike tracks straight, no issues there. That was an empty car. Don't have to worry about that. But I wasn't speeding anyways. I only sped a little bit. Close to officers. later I'll take the Super Hawk out, do a video on that. This is the bike I've been riding lately. That came in as a, if you look at my other videos, you'll see it came in as a bucket of parts. It was pretty rough. It runs good now though. It runs great. Oh, I think I mentioned these are aftermarket fairings, so you know what they are. They're eBay fairings. I do have the original fairings, but they are covered in about 37 layers of paint. Those will go with the bike. The only original fairing on this bike right now, or original to when I got it, is the, I guess it would be the belly pan, the small lower fairing down by the kickstand. The rest of the fairings are in the garage. I do have them. Some are missing tabs. You know exactly what it is. This bike is 27 years old now. So obviously there's that. If you go on Facebook, there's obviously a bunch of support groups, and there's one that I'm in right now, and there's a user named SRAD Says, I believe is his name, or his username on that Facebook group, and he usually has full fairing, original OEM fairing kits, aftermarket correct exhausts for it, tanks that match those fairing kits. He does the whole thing. For me, it didn't make a lot of sense to invest the money in them. I think they're priced pretty well for what they are, and they all appear to be in a really great shape. But for me, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense with the amount that I had invested in it to get it to where it's, you know, running and riding today. So for me, it was these cheap aftermarket fairings that I found on Facebook Marketplace. If you were to go and buy these fairings on eBay, they usually cost about $400. So you can get you can get aftermarket fairings for about $400 on this bike. The tank is painted black with a porcelain paint. This does not have any kind of 2K clear or any other paint protection, so you do have to be careful when putting gas in it. You can get wipe-on clears that may be not 100% fuel, protection against fuel, but may help a little bit. Oh, nice car. What is that? Impala. Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool project. Oh, pay attention. But this currently does not have any kind of protection for the paint against fuel, so you just have to be really careful. We're now sitting at 215 degrees, which is pretty normal for the bike. I think it's 215, 220. It's kind of a cool day. Well, that was embarrassing, but it happens. We will not cut that out. And then this side of the Impala. Well, we got rears all together on this side. he could have made it. Go on. You can do it. You thought about it too late. I should have done that pull with my visor open. You would have heard it a little better.